Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I recently finished reading The Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal, and I like to share what I learned from the book for those who would prefer not to read. However, I still 100% recommend reading this book because I'm not going to mention every single detail. Let's get right into the video. Firstly, willpower is like an hourglass. One side is the storage for your willpower, and the other side is where it goes when you use it. Right at the beginning of the day, the hourglass is flipped around so that all of the sand is at the top where your willpower is. As the day progresses, the sand, your willpower, drains to the bottom, and when you go to bed at night, the hourglass is flipped around and your willpower is slowly replenished. How can we apply this information to our daily lives to make it more productive? Schedule your most willpower intensive tasks for the beginning of the day. These are things that require a lot of focus or mental challenge. During the middle of the day, schedule something that requires more energy but less willpower, like exercising. And finally, at the end of the day, do things that you enjoy and don't require a lot of energy or willpower. This way, you can work with your body and make your day flow smoother. The second thing I learned is that your willpower can be replenished by sugar. When your brain detects lower blood sugar levels in the body, one of the first things it shuts down is self-control. However, you don't need to drink a soda or eat lots of ice cream to get your blood sugar back up. Instead, eat healthy snacks and meals throughout the day to replenish your willpower. If you have a long and boring lecture that you need to attend, bring some snacks so you can stay focused throughout the whole thing. Third, exercise is a wonderful, magical, marvelous medicine that will solve almost all of your life problems. A study done at Macquarie University showed that exercising increased attention span and people's ability to avoid distractions, but they also cut back on their unhealthy habits like eating junk food, drinking, smoking, watching TV, impulse buying, procrastinating, and being late. Effects of exercise are immediate. Just 15 minutes on a treadmill will lower your cravings, and long-term exercise acts like an antidepressant. The fourth thing I learned is that when you think you can't keep going, either physically or mentally, you can push yourself beyond that feeling of fatigue and keep going. Fatigue is just a sensation caused by our brain when it detects lower energy supplies and increased heart rate. It's a feeling that motivates you to prevent exhaustion by stopping whatever you're doing. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're really tired, you're not out of willpower, you're just out of the motivation to use it. And all you need to do is find that motivation. The next thing I learned is that we often think that doing something good will give us permission to do something bad. People trying to lose weight will think that exercising is an excuse to eat more, so they will end up gaining weight instead of losing weight. We tell ourselves that we'll do better next time, but we just end up doing the same exact thing. If you want better self-control, don't focus on the morals, but focus on your goals and values. Adding on to this, when we make a mistake, instead of forgiving ourselves and continuing on with our habit like we never messed up, we often just think, well, I already messed up my goal and my habit, so might as well just continue. But this actually makes it even worse. Someone trying to avoid eating snacks throughout the day, who eats a tiny snack, might think, oh well, I've already ruined my diet and my plan, so they'll just finish eating that snack or end up binging more. The solution to this is forgiveness instead of going harder on yourself. Remember that you're only human and that it's normal to make mistakes. Just continue on with your habits and goals like you never messed up. The sixth thing I learned is that dopamine doesn't just make you feel good, but it's also the desired chemical. Our brain mistakes the promise of reward for a guarantee of happiness, so we end up chasing after this satisfaction even if it isn't actually satisfying. Next time you're about to do something that you really shouldn't be doing, notice how you feel before, during, and after you do that thing. Is it really like what you thought it was going to be like? Similarly, if you have a task that you've been procrastinating on, motivate yourself to do it by linking something that raises your dopamine, like listening to happy music, with the task. This way you'll chase after that dopamine and end up doing the task too. The seventh thing I learned is to try not to push thoughts away. The more you try to push it away, the more you will think about the thought. In a study, college students were told not to think of white bears, and no matter how much they tried, they couldn't stop thinking about them. Give up on thought suppression. It does not work. Instead, if you have a thought that won't go away no matter how much you want it to, imagine it flowing away with every single breath. Sometimes though, you might be thinking about something because it is in your sight or in your reach. The easiest method to stop thinking about it is to put it out of sight and to get away from it. Just simply making something 20 seconds harder to do will discourage you from going to get it. Those are some things that I learned from reading The Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal, and it isn't everything from the book, but I think it sums up most of it. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I still definitely recommend reading the book because it is a very enjoyable read and it has so much more information than I mentioned. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Also, I swear I cannot talk without a script, so I have a script here, so like between every single sentence I've been like looking at my computer like this was a really hard video to record.